Let everything be allowed to do what it naturally does, so that its nature will be satisfied. He who does his work like a machine grows a heart like a machine, and he who carries the heart of a machine in his breast loses his simplicity. He who has lost his simplicity becomes unsure in the strivings of his soul. All the fish needs is to get lost in the water. All man needs is to get lost in Tao. Never admire a man by his strength, judge him in how he uses it. And how do I know that the hate of death is not like a man who has lost his home when young and does not know where his home is to return to? The saying goes, the sage rests, truly rests and is at ease. This manifests itself in calmness and detachment, so that worries and distress cannot affect him, nothing unpleasant can disturb him, his virtue is complete and his spirit is not stirred up. The little child learns to speak, though it has no learned teachers, because it lives with those who know how to speak. To regard the fundamental as the essence, to regard things as cause, to regard accumulation as deficiency, and to dwell quietly alone with the spiritual and the intelligent, herein lie the techniques of Tao of the ancients. Compare birth with death, compare death with life, compare what is possible with what is not possible, and compare what is not possible with what is possible, because there is not, and because there is not, there is. He who knows he is a fool is not the biggest fool, he who knows he is confused is not in the worst confusion. I'm going to try speaking some reckless words, and I want you to try to listen recklessly. When deeds and words are in accord, the whole world is transformed. To be truly ignorant, be content with your own knowledge. Listening stops with the ears, the mind stops with recognition, but spirit is empty and waits on all things. Those who seek to satisfy the mind of man by hampering it with ceremonies and music and affecting charity and devotion have lost their original nature. Why don't you try wandering with me to the palace of not even anything? A sage steers by the bright light of confusion and doubt. Sound intelligence promises victory in every battle. Look at this window, it is nothing but a hole in the wall, but because of it the whole room is full of light. So when the faculties are empty, the heart is full of light. How do I know that loving life is not a delusion? How do I know that in hating death I am not like a man who, having left home in his youth, has forgotten the way back? Running around accusing others is not as good as laughing. And enjoying a good laugh is not as good as going along with things. Way is to man as rivers and lakes are to fish, the natural condition of life. I know the joy of fishes in the river through my own joy, as I go walking along the same river. The space under the sky is occupied by all things in their unity. Men honor what lies within the sphere of their knowledge, but do not realize how dependent they are on what lies beyond it. The way is made clear, it is not the way. He who knows the activities of nature lives according to nature. He who pursues fame at the risk of losing his self is not a scholar. Man who has some respect for his person keeps his carcass out of sight, hides himself as perfectly as he can. One whose inner being is fixed upon such greatness emits a heavenly glow. Even though he has this heavenly glow, others will see him as just a man. Someone who has reached this point will begin to be consistent. Human life is limited, but knowledge is limitless. To drive the limited in pursuit of the limitless is fatal, and to presume that one really knows is fatal indeed. We cling to our own point of view, as though everything depended on it. Yet our opinions have no permanence. Like autumn and winter, they gradually pass away. There is danger for the eye in seeing too clearly, danger for the ear in hearing too sharply, and danger to the heart from caring too greatly. The enlightened attention rejects nothing nor welcomes anything. Like a mirror, it responds equally to all. Transmit the established facts, do not transmit words of exaggeration. If you do that, you will probably come out all right.